finals, am I right? Yeah.
The walk is a metaphor.
So yesterday I turned 24, and so I thought that I'd give all of you 24 bits of advice. Here we go. If you're, in the midst of studying, if you're just feeling like you're not having a very good day, make sure to take time off and take care of yourself. And I think people underestimate the power of self-care and how important it is and how big of an impact it has on your day. It really does help. And it just helps you stay on top of things, and overall, I think it just reduces anxiety when it comes to not knowing where things are and when your next appointment is or something like that. This is pretty self-explanatory. I mean, if you're in school, you should really be doing your homework. When I'm not really thinking about it, I don't laugh as often as I feel like I should. I mean, laughing releases endorphins. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure it does. And it just makes you feel better. It's not fun to defend yourself against people who make you feel weird and ostracize you or make you feel strange about liking something that you really love. And so, what I'm saying is, don't be afraid to express that love and express that enjoyment, because you never know if you might find your, next best friend by talking about that. And also, who cares what other people think? This one could be seen as a metaphor. Again, staying on top of things and being organized, but also it's kind of a procrastination slash time issue. I might have attempted to eat soup with chopsticks. I think that happened once in college. And it's not fun. I include the when possible because when you're going throughout the day and meeting and seeing people who are more acquaintances than friends, then yeah, it might be a little awkward. And I know it definitely goes against some people's comfortableness with body contact, and that's totally fine. But I think person to person contact is really important, and I think in our world and in our society, we kind of forget that when we're so busy doing this. I didn't do my own laundry until I got to college, and I've been kind of doing it the same ever since, in terms of throwing literally everything together and washing it on medium temperature and just kind of winging it. And I think that has resulted in some miscolored clothing objects. So, yeah, you should probably learn the washer and dryer settings. I mean, I'm learning. I'm trying to learn. So, it's not gonna ruin your entire life. It's not gonna ruin your week. And if anything, it kind of helps you stay on track. Because when you're constantly craving something and you're not able to have it, it kind of makes it worse instead of making it better. Just do it. Drink lots of water. I think there was one day that I drank only juice and like juice related products, and by the end of the day I was like just completely out of sorts, and I was like, what is going on? And I realized that I hadn't drank water all day. So drink water. This is also something that I'm still kind of working on. I think that it's definitely important to know what's going on in the world. It's not cool to be uninformed, and it's not cool to be disinterested in the world that you live in. It's kind of liberating to be able to just spend some time with yourself in public and to reflect on what that feels like and to enjoy something in peace and quiet. It's not bad. I think a lot of people have become cynical these days. I think it's important to just note one positive thing that happened. Or if you're someone who's more body conscious, note something that you like about yourself. Look in the mirror and say, you know what, I like that part of my body, and I'm proud of it. I'm sorry, you're not Superman, you're not Batman, you're not Wonder Woman, you're not a superhero, and you need time off to rest and to gather your strength. And also, please don't do stupid crap. As cliche as it is, you literally only live once. Yes, you should use that life to your advantage and use it to its fullest potential and do fun stuff, but don't put your life at risk. I think people often forget that there's the good part in terms of, oh, whenever I see him or her, they make me so happy. That's not necessarily a good thing because you're basing your happiness on the presence of someone else. You need to be able to eventually internalize that happiness and find happiness in yourself. I am a firm believer of this. Fashion, styles, those go in and out so fast. If you don't feel comfortable wearing those things, if you don't feel like you feel good wearing those things, then don't. And wear what makes you feel good and wear what makes you feel confident in yourself. Because that's what's important, and I think that's kind of the main purpose of having a sense of style and knowing what you like is wearing what you feel good in. I am saying don't look for the meaning of life because what you have to do is create your own meaning of life and be able to say, the reason I have a life and the purpose of my life is to, you know, be the best version of myself that I can be and to help people while I still have the ability to help people. This is again pretty self explanatory. Don't let yourself be found in a situation where your phone is on 10% battery. Prepare yourself for the worst situation, but also it's just good to have, a full battery on your electronics. This is definitely important because people often have goals and dreams, but if it's not tangible, it's a lot harder. And if you don't remind yourself constantly, then it's even more difficult to remember why you're doing something. And so what I'm saying is write your goals down somewhere where you'll see it often so you can keep reminding yourself, but also the steps that you need to take to reach those goals. It's a lot easier to name those steps and to be able to see that progress written out and, checking off things as you go. This is definitely a good habit to develop. What I think is best is if you can pay your bills as early as possible, and just kind of get that out of the way. And that money's going to be leaving your bank account, whether it's a week before it's due or whether it's the day of. So you might as well just kind of take that money out and be like, okay, that's gone. You're not alone in this world. And I know a lot of times people can feel that way and they feel isolated and they feel like I'm the only person going through this. But more often than not, there's someone else out there who's feeling the exact same way that you are, or someone who has gone through the same thing that you have. Or at least there's someone who's willing to listen and offer empathy and listen to you and your problems and offer that shoulder. Remember that everyone has their own thing. Everyone has their own schedule, everyone has their own problems, everyone has stuff that they're dealing with. It's important to remember that other people's lives are just important as yours, and lives can be replaced with time, money, love, etc. It lets you pinpoint and be more specific about your fears. When you can do that, it helps you kind of then be like, okay, so this, and this is what I fear. How can I change that? How can I make it into something that I can work on? How can I think of it positively? How can I work on it so that I'm less fearful of those things? To err is human. We are not robots, and even robots make mistakes. You are an individual who is allowed to make mistakes. As long as each time comes with that realization that you made that mistake and that you don't beat yourself over it, but that you learn from it each time and that you take something away from that experience, then I think it's fine. So those are my 24 bits of advice. from a newly turned 24-year-old. So thanks for watching my video. Let me know if any of these pieces of advice resonated with you, if you agreed with them, if you had never thought about a particular bit of advice that I gave, or just add bits of your own advice that you've taken in from real life experience. And let me know if you disagree with any of my bits of advice. Hope you guys have a great week, and I will see you guys soon. Bye!